stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, district announcements. We have a special birthday in the house. I'd like to wish Ebony a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Ebony.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
It's fun to be 29 again.
No, I was going to say 28.
Great way to celebrate.
Yeah, right? Happy birthday.
I think I had a board meeting on my
I
birthday.
was
You're 50.
Yeah. Oh, the kids came and sang.
That was like, what, 8, 9 years ago?
15, I think. First year we were on the board, so.
Oh, that's funny.
Everybody's a young one.
We had no public comment. We will move now to our update with Mr. Carmelo.
Thank you. I did just get a question about the February 1st changes, so I'll make sure I put that in the Friday report. We were off to a good start. Of course, the snow yesterday gave us a little hiccup, but we were able to accommodate every request of people that wanted to go in or people that wanted to go out. Mario worked really hard to make sure the transportation worked, so I will get all that final information for you for the Friday report. For tonight's report, I just wanted to kind of reiterate something I put in last Friday's report, which is, I say it with full knowledge that I believe in jinxes, but the trend has been really good statewide and in our area. The governor put something out today that the rolling average is 4.95% statewide, which is the lowest since December 6th. The supply of vaccines is going to be increased by 20% for New York State. We just had another event for Hudson Valley open for school personnel, and a lot of our staff are getting in that one. So people are getting vaccinated. Our quarantine list, which I've shared with the board several times, the last time I shared with the board was January 13th, so it was only 3 weeks ago. And remember, at that time, there were 132 students district-wide that were quarantined and 48 staff. I looked this afternoon before I came over here, and there are only 43 students now, and that's a third of what it was 3 weeks ago. And there are only 6 staff members quarantined right now, which is, again, 48 staff 3 weeks ago. And out of those 6, 3 will be out of quarantine by Friday, and another 4th one will be out on Monday. So on Monday, assuming nothing happens up to that point, we'll be down to 2 staff members quarantined. So the trend is certainly the way we want it. CDC just put out an article and a report kind of reiterating what we said earlier in the year and what the governor has said, which is the infections aren't being transmitted in schools. I think there's probably some exceptions to that, and we've had a couple of exceptions to it, but their quote is, there's little evidence the schools have contributed meaningfully to increased community transmissions. And then another quote from that article, given the findings of our data, with proper precautions such as distancing and face coverings, adult school staff members are unlikely to contract COVID-19 in the classroom. That's coming from the CDC. So all of that points to a good positive trend that I hope continues for us and for the state and across the country. And with people getting vaccinated and springtime coming, maybe there's some, I think I said recently, a light at the end of the tunnel and some normalcy, hopefully, in our future. One other thing I wanted to just talk about, I don't think you can see that where you are, but I'll send this in the Friday report as well. It's a graph of the capital region test rate. So what we're looking at is a huge increase around the post-holiday push that they had. And then since January 6th or 7th, it looks like here, it's been a steady decline down. And the capital region rate right now is 4.67. The Rensselaer County rate today is 4.52. So really getting to a good number, a number that we were at back in the summertime. So again, I'll knock on wood, so just in case, but I wanted to share what I think is good COVID-19 news. And then Friday report, I will give you all the changes, including bus runs that had to change, and the numbers at each of our buildings.
I know there are two that Wexford County, their number of new cases has gone down a lot.
Yes,
A lot.
I know that from my calls that I was getting them, as you know from the emails that you get, I was getting 3, 4, 5, 6 a day. We've had one that we've had to do our contact tracing, one in the last couple of weeks. All the others have been kind of remote things, really unrelated to any school exposure. So again, hopefully that trend continues and we'll get our kids back to some sense of normalcy and our staff. Thank you.
Do we have any questions? Okay. Next, we will have our December financials with Mrs. Schweizer, please.
Hi. These are December. Seems like so long ago, but wasn't. We only had one transfer in December. We had $6.7 million in claims reviewed by our internal auditor. The general fund, we added projections this month. We are projecting a small surplus this year, and that's with keeping 4% in the fund balance. Revenues and expenditures are in line with prior years. There's nothing that we see that's out of character. The grant payments have all started to come in, and all of our bank accounts have been reconciled.
Thank you.
Quick comment on the grant payments. So I don't know if anybody joined the NISBA Capital Conference today. It was this morning. It was virtual, so it's not like the one that's usually down in Albany, but it was good. There were a lot of good speakers. But the governor's office was represented, Dan Fuller, who's been in a few of those, and committed to all districts will be made whole as far as grant payments and their aid. So that was good news. We've kind of been hearing it for the last week or so, but he said it himself today, so that was good.
Anyone have anything else? Okay, thank you very much. Now we'll move to our action items, superintendent recommendations, human resources, staff matters, unclassified, motion for consent agenda items 1 through 8.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I'm opposed.
To all of them, or?
Well, it's a consent agenda. It doesn't make a difference.
Well, I could have pulled it out if I know. So I'll just leave it at that then. Okay. Let's see. Superintendent recommendations, human resources, staff matters, classified item number 1 as listed.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Sorry, opposed? Superintendent recommendations programs, motion for consent agenda items 1 and 2.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Superintendent recommendations, business finance, number 1, change order of high school roof reconstruction as listed.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Future meetings, our next meeting will be February 24th at 6 p.m. here at the middle school. And we're going to do the New York State budget update and budget discussion number 1. March 3rd, our regular monthly meeting at 6:30 here at the middle school. And then March 17th at 6 p.m. This will be a brief one at Troy Middle School again. Capital project update, budget discussion number 2, because it's St. Patrick's Day, so.
Can't be brief with
It
those
will
two.
be-
Yeah, really. We better call in sick, Tom.
It's not like we'll be out celebrating.
Office control.
All right, I just, before we adjourn, we had, John and I and Adam had a meeting today with the New York State Officer, Controller's Office? Controller's Office. And they did an audit of the district. And I was floored. There was no findings. This audit had no findings. So I just wanted everybody to hear that. Hats off to Adam, Sam. Phenomenal. I was just floored by that. I've never heard of an audit where there was no findings. So
The reviewer actually said it was his first one that he's had.
it's the first one he's ever had where there's no findings. So Adam, Sam, hats off. Fantastic job.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
It was great to read it, and that's great.
Yeah. No, and he said, he goes, I've never had one like this.
Wow.
So to hear it, well, I could see the guy, but I haven't let him see the emails to do the work. But I was floored. It was just, it was great to hear, so.
A lot of people doing a lot of hard work. It's not just Sam and myself. There's a lot of people
Well, and
working hard every day.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Thank you.
That's wonderful. Congratulations to all. Great.
Does anyone have anything else before we adjourn?
Ebony, enjoy
Go
your
celebrate
birthday.
your birthday, I mean.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, Ebony.
Thank you.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you
Good
all.
night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night. Good night.